our very first question to you, in terms of, in your view, why is the financial sector critical when it comes to promoting equity and positive outcomes in our societies?
Thanks for your question, Joe, and a good day to everyone. I can't see you, but hopefully you can hear and see me quite clearly. The financial sector provides access, whether it be to credit, to savings, to insurance, to other financial services. Access to finance is really how we help people and businesses cope with shocks, to invest in opportunities, and basically just to reduce poverty. The financial sector also fosters innovation and entrepreneurship by providing funding, expertise to new ventures, especially when you consider the many underdeveloped markets that we have, whether it be healthcare, education, energy, etc., and the list goes on. Finally, the financial sector empowers us as women and other marginalized groups by enabling us to participate in the formal economy, access financial products and services, and most critically, exercise our rights and our voice. So what can we do to address these gaps? For me, it's always been about collaboration. And it's really up to us, each of us who are involved in the financial sector in Africa, to work together to address these challenges and gaps. We need to leverage the opportunities offered by digital technologies, by regional integration, global partnerships, to create the inclusive, resilient Africa that we need for sustainability here. We need to ensure that the financial sector serves the needs and aspirations of all Africans, not just the wealthy, not just the highly educated, and particularly focusing on our most vulnerable populations. So it's really up to us, it's collaboration, and up to us. We need to make the financial sector a force for good in our societies. I'll pause there.
So maybe I can just reach out to you, Nikita, off the back of that. I know this is quite close to your heart in terms of financial inclusion and what that could mean and should mean from the FDIC perspective and the products you offer. Could you build on your benefits around the financial sector and the critical role it plays in not only promoting equity, but enabling societies, which is a bit different?
Absolutely. A financial sector that works for everyone can strengthen societies by achieving financial stability and building wealth. Metaphorically, like I think about the financial sector in society, much like I think about the veins in a body. In your body, the veins form a network that transport blood and oxygen to your organs and tissues. And when veins do not function properly or reach the various parts of the body, it impacts the quality of life. Similarly, the financial sector provides a network of products and services such as capital, credit, investments that can drive economic growth in the communities where they are available. Simply put, a robust financial sector that meets the diverse needs of society is a lifeline to building healthy communities. In order to promote equity and positive outcomes, the financial sector can focus really on three things: people, education, and finance. As it relates to people, the financial sector can intentionally seek out, help connect, and include historically underserved and marginalized groups like women in the financial system. The financial sector can also provide education and resources to give people the information they need to make informed financial decisions and pursue their financial goals. And in terms of finance, the sector should offer products and services that are safe, affordable, and widely available to individuals and businesses. It is critical that the financial sector support these items to help build better, more equitable societies where everyone has equal opportunity to thrive and not just survive.
Maybe to build on that, Celeste, I think it's important to think of everyone's raised the underserved, unserved, and future and sustainability of financial inclusion and impact. But it's difficult to get institutions to think about long-term value creation that may require investment now. How can African financial institutions prioritize sustainability by considering both financial and non-financial indicators?
Well, talking of financial institutions, this question confused me the first time I read it, preparing for this, because talking of financial, is it within the financial institutions themselves or to the people they serve? But let me concentrate on the financial institutions themselves when they are operating. So I think the first thing is to walk the talk, actually. By walking the talk, I'm talking about by considering social, environmental, and governance in their decision making. So that is sustainability in itself, right? So doing that, you would have to implement the ESG standards across the board, okay? And integrating sustainability metrics in their performance evaluations. So that means you are looking at carbon emissions maybe, you are looking at labor practices and community engagement in general.
Based on the proposed manifesto, which is part of what we're discussing today, please share more on how programs that have been proposed can support women's economic power, and that being really important because it enables women's wealth.
Thank you, Joanne. And hello, everyone. It's truly, truly a pleasure to be here and to be speaking to this actually topic, because this is something that is very key to our work, to the work that the African Development Bank has been trying to achieve for the past 10 years. We did mention earlier, I think a couple of times, we talked about the affirmative action, finance action for women in Africa, AFAWA program. The AFAWA program was actually created based on the beliefs, like a strong belief from the African Development Bank that women in leadership position are required in bridging that gender gap, both finance but broader actually. So the AFAWA program, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to show the video that goes much more into the details of what it provides. It seeks to support women in businesses through supporting financial institutions with whatever requirements they seek or that they require to on lend to women and provide other support that women businesses require when they go to financial institutions. So this is provided through different financial services that the African Development Bank, together with other financial MDBs or DFIs, provide to our countries. This can be guarantees, the risking the loans, like women businesses loans, but it also through technical assistance required to ensure financial literacy from businesses, so women in businesses, ensuring that countries and regulators put in place enabling policies, regulatory environments to ensure women businesses get the support that they require. Now, why are we here with the Angaza Forum? And a big shout out actually to our leadership at the African Development Bank, leadership actually, particularly Ms. Malado Kaba, who was supposed to be with us this morning. She's the Director for Gender, Women, Economic Empowerment, as well as Civil Society Engagement at the African Development Bank, but she's also a former Minister of Finance of Guinea. And she's the one who spotted Angaza and the Women in Finance Rwanda and tasked me to ensure that we support this program. And actually, we have committed to support what Angaza is doing, of course, with the different partners for the next, at least for the next 2 years. And what does that mean? What this entails is supporting some of the outcomes that will come out of this conference or this forum today, including the manifesto that you mentioned, Joanne, and some of the things that the manifesto will speak about, and I think will be supporting or will ensure that happens, moving forward is the fellowship that we want to provide to the women leaders in the financial sectors. So working with, through the AFAWA program, working with the different partners to ensure that the women leaders in financial sectors, they get the support in terms of training and exposure and the visibility that they require to get far, but also to learn from each other.
Which other industries within the financial sector should be prioritized when it comes to the financial resilience of women? Because we have said we need to give them capacity training, etc. There's opportunities around programs this manifesto will have. So microfinance, insurance, insurtech, capital markets, pension. What are your thoughts around that in terms of a broader impact?
It's a pleasure to be here, and I think for me, I'm honored because two of my board members who sit in my organization received awards today. Patty, my board chair, and Alice Shumba. So you can see we are heading towards the right direction. I'll also be a little bit biased when in my comment, having represented the insurance industry, but I feel like we need to put our efforts towards insurance products. If you look at women, from the discussions that we've had this morning, one thing that has come out clearly is that women are decision makers in most of the places, especially at home. Now, if you look at insurance, if we provide all the finances that banks are giving us, the venture capitals, etc., but if we don't provide protection for this, then we'll go back to ground zero. We'll even be worse off. So I think for the future now, we need to try and put our faith in insurance. And insurance companies, I believe, have really come up with good products that look after women. There are some organizations within the Eastern, Southern region, even the entire Africa, where there are products specifically just for women in terms of motor insurance, just for the ladies. They'll even cover your handbags. But now that you're, yes.
There's a lot in my handbag.
Yes. And when we're talking about sustainability and the risk of climate change, you know, women are the biggest culprits in terms of the effects. So if there's a shortage in rain, there's drought, and we are in Africa. One of the things that happens is that there's no food. We have to go look for water. So what happens is it is the girl child who will not go to school. She will have to trek to go and look for the water. The women will stay behind trying to look for food for their families. And insurance companies have come up with products whereby you can actually insure your crops using weather-based products. And when this, if we give a lot of attention to insurance, it basically means that when this unforeseen risk finally happens, the women will be protected. And lastly, maybe what I can also say is that from the family level, when our keynote speaker was speaking today in the morning, Dr. Onyango, one of the things she said that is that as women, will one day at some point, we are going to face some sort of discrimination. Now, when you look at it, as a woman, when you're looking at issues to do with property, if you're married, even if you're not married, if you have brothers and your parent passes on, nobody thinks about us. So we need to encourage women now to buy insurance policies in their names, so that in case anything happens, you are the one who's going to get paid. So for me, I would say, let's think, when you're talking about finance, let's not just think about the banking aspect of it. Let's also consider insurance. It's very important.
Thank you very much to the incredible panelists on the floor, online. You've evoked the right kind of sentiment, feeling, and conversation. The shift has gone from no to not yet. The time is going to be soon for us, and now in some instances already. And as I said earlier, it's yes we can, and I can't hear you. Yes we can, and yes we will, and we will enable each other. Thank you so very, very much for a wonderful, wonderful panel.